Time for Tech. Chris Abel is here, and we are going to dig into robots because Chris likes robots. In fact, he likes all tech, but robots, like you have a special warm place in your heart for the robots, Chris Abel.
I do, but it's just pure coincidence that I end up talking about them a lot just because so many companies are pumping them out. Every week, there just seems to be three or four. I mean, it's just taking over the world.
Well,
But
we
this week,
often
we're talking.
misunderstand what is a robot in today's world, number one. And then you bring these conversations, and then they're like really cute. And so
They
you're
are.
like, oh, that's fun.
Well, in this case, we're talking about a Chinese company called Honor who makes smartphones. And they've just given out a teaser video of their next model of smartphone coming out next year that actually is one that can transform into a little tiny companion robot. So the way this works is that when you activate your phone, looks like a regular smartphone, like we've seen from Samsung or iPhone, except the camera on the back pops out and on a little robotic arm extends up over top of the phone. And now that camera moves around. You can see where it's looking. It acts almost like a little tiny head. And so it has the ability to be able not only to see the world around you and be a smart camera lens and sort of identify things, but it can also, with a little bit of movements and gestures, be very suggestive. It can nod yes. It can shake its head no.
Wow.
It can kind of woo and move around and be very, very expressive. And then it doesn't really speak, but it does sort of vocalize. As a little tiny character, it can respond in ooh and ah to other things. So we'll give you a little bit of a taste here from the video. You can hear this camera talking and reacting to the world about it, and that'll tell you some of the other tricks afterwards.
Dun, 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 dun. Wow. Hi. Dun, 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 dun. Peekaboo.
Oh, we need something else to take care of. Oh my God.
So what you heard there was the camera looked around and it noticed that there was a baby that was crying. And so in response to that, the artificial intelligence then had the camera play a little lullaby to try to help soothe the baby. Also, when the baby was paying attention and you could see that the baby was looking at the camera could play peekaboo with the baby to try to entertain it. I guess when you're busy taking care of something else. Another scenario that we see in their teaser video is that you can set up the camera to actually look at you while you're at the shopping mall. You're trying on different clothes, and the camera can actually nod yes, like that's a good sweater to choose, or shake its head no when it tells you no, maybe those pair of slacks aren't exactly what you should be looking for. We don't have a lot of details from Honor. This is something that they feel is great innovation for them to take on the giants of Samsung and iPhone. When they're going to give us a full detail on it will be next March at the Global Mobile World Conference in Barcelona. And so we'll find out then just exactly how much of this is real, what the cost might be. But what we're seeing from them so far, I think, is really, really captivating.
It's cool. It's kind of terrifying. It's mega cute. I would be a little bit worried about breaking it off the phone. I mean, we put them all in our pocket and stuff. I mean, so there is that. But just to give people an example who can't see it because of the radio, it looks like a typical pan, tilt, zoom gimbal on the top of your phone, tiny little one. That's kind of what it looks like, and I I I find it fascinating and awesome. I mean, it seems to be the missing piece of what comes next is when the computer can see the world around you. Um, but at the same time, eh, terrifying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. They sort of show you wearing it in your breast pocket and kind of walking around as if it's a friendly version of a police body cam. So I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of
I
potential here. We'll see what actually can be realized.
I imagine more like a baby carrier, but yeah, I get it. That makes
Yeah.
sense. All right, good stuff. All right, Chris Abel is here. Real Chris Abel, Krisabel, online for the website and all things social. Now, Chris, I don't know if you've ever used a bidet before, but people who have bidets tend to swear by them. And when
Mm,
somebody uses them for the first time, a little shocking,
mm.
but they typically don't refuse to go back. Like these are old school, use them in your bathroom services that I think that are becoming more and more popular again.
Mhm.
Maybe we should limit the things we put in our toilets to bidet accessories. I don't know. What do you got?
All right. So Kohler, who is a innovative company. I think they make great bathroom and kitchen products and plumbing devices. They have just announced a health system for your toilet called Dakota. Dakota is a $600 camera sensor system that you clip on to the side of your toilet bowl. It aims sensors and a camera down on the water. So the first thing they say, make perfectly clear, it can't see you. It's
Or
not
your
seeing
butt.
any, or your butt or upskirt or anything like that. All it's doing is just analyzing your waste on the water, and specifically by the way that light reflects off of it. And then it's going to give you some very basic measurements in terms of what may be happening in terms of your health. The other thing I'm a bit shocked, it's not just a $600 camera system, but in order to use it, you have to have an app installed on your phone with a $7 monthly subscription fee added towards it as well. Things get a little complicated. When you're using this system, of course, it has to know it's you that's sitting on the toilet. So before you do your business, you have to first log into an account. You can do this with a fingerprint scanner that you can mount on your wall, or you can hold your.
You said log in. I can't let that go.
And you can hold your phone against the side of the toilet, which I got a bit of a problem. I'm not big on the hygiene issues in terms of using your phone on your toilet. And then you have to remember that you cannot use your bidet, you cannot use toilet paper or flush until you let the phone know that you've done your business and give it a chance to scan. Once it's completed the scan, then you can finish up, you can clean up, and then you're done. After you do all that, the measurements that you're getting to me, from what I can tell, are fairly basic that you don't really need technology to tell you. So first off, it will tell you what your hydration levels are based on the concentration of your urine. Okay, whether you need to drink more or less. The second is that based off of the size and the shape of your stool, it'll try to give you information on terms of your gut and diet, but it uses the Bristol stool chart. You can do this yourself. You don't need technology to do it. Just Google Bristol stool chart and it'll show you what you should look for. And then the third thing is that it will detect blood. It can't tell you what may be causing that, just to let you know that, hey, maybe you should see a doctor. Those are three things I'm not sure you need technology to be able to collect that information. It should be about convenience that it collects this for you, but again, you have to log in every time that you want to use the toilet, and you have to make sure you do that before. I don't know about you, but often going to the bathroom can be a bit of a rush experience for me. I don't have the time to log in first.
Yeah, log in, log out. So it's interesting though, because Crohn's and colitis folks, something like that, if you have a condition, this could be helpful in a big way for people who go through that, right? Because sometimes I'm assuming if it could detect that maybe a flare up is coming, that would be pretty wicked to help that way. But at the same time, that's a lot of personal. That one.
Oh,
it's a lot. Yeah. Very good stuff, Chris. We don't have time for your next clip. Can we save it for next week?
Sure, if you wish.
Awesome. He's going to talk about sleep. So we're going to talk about getting a good sleep. Who doesn't love that? Chris Abel, Krisabel, real Chris Abel. You can find him online on the socials. You can also find all the YouTube channel, the website, and so much more. Chris, as always, thank you.
All right. Take care, guys.
Wicked stuff. Okay. Robots that sit in your pocket and look around, and toilet seat cameras that scan your business. I don't know, man. That I get it, but that's a level of, this is me time. I'll just take it as me time.